Over the last few weeks, I've heard a lot about Baldur's Gate 3. I've seen a lot of it. People have been talking about it. And obviously, with its release this upcoming week or the week that we're in, reviews are about to go live probably any day now, right? We're here. And for the longest time, I didn't know this game existed. I've heard of like Divinity Original Sin 2. Definitely heard of that game before. Kind of wanted it and kind of do want it even right now. But at this point, too close to Baldur's Gate 3 to even want to sacrifice my life to Divinity. I'll probably get it maybe like on a Black Friday deal. But I want to talk about why I'm excited for Baldur's Gate 3 because, again, for me, I had no idea. I really wasn't part of this world. I still don't know. I'm not trying to like pretend that I am like a massive Baldur's Gate fan like suddenly, but I'm extremely excited for this game's release. I'm extremely excited to see just a little bit more about this game once reviews do go live, but I'm getting it. So a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about should I get Baldur's Gate 3, and it was a sincere question to the community and say, hey, there are some games that kind of go under my radar. Remnant 2 was one of them, and that's a game I hope to get for like a Black Friday thing. I want to try to play different games that are a little bit outside my wheelhouse. And for Baldur's Gate 3, it was an early access for years, 2+ years at this point. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have played this game. You look online, or at least I see it now because I've watched so many videos, or I'm trying to get like tips and tricks of it. And some YouTube friends of mine, Mr. Hulthin, he's done videos on it. And, other people, my YouTube feed right now is kind of filled with 15 tricks to get you started on Baldur's Gate 3, or which class should you be, or those kind of titles for different games. That's what I'm seeing for Baldur's Gate, just these long essay videos. But I'm ready to play this game. This game excites me in terms of its length. I talked about that in something that was enticing me a few weeks ago. This looks like a very meaty game, a role-playing game. I like the Dragon Ages of the world, the Mass Effects of the world. These are games that I'm really into. So ones that are this deep, the Octopath Travelers, so you've never really played them. Games like Baldur's Gate or Divinity Original Sin, never really played it. So I do feel like I'm getting myself into a deeper kind of niche of a genre, or of this genre, that I really haven't gone into all that much, but that kind of excites me because it's like I want to see the depth. I want to be lost to this world. I, again, had said, Dungeons and Dragons, I don't care. For me, I'm going into this game for a couple of reasons, okay? The character kind of customization and just the branching paths of how everything will change based off of just small things you do, whether it's throughout the game or even just when you create your character, that excites me. I'm not a character creation person. I don't spend too much time making my character look a certain way, but in this game, it's about your class, it's about your subclass, it's about your race, it's about, and characters will treat you differently based off that. To me, that's what I focus on more with this game, the replayability where, okay, well, let's play as this race. Now let's play as this one. Now let's do this, but let's try to infuse something else into it. Like just a little bit of diversity there. And the replayability, that's what excites me about at least the beginning. The combat, for me, I had described it as a little XCOM-like, but kind of like on steroids. Some people in the comments of my last video agreed with me on that one. Again, I'm a little still removed. Like I didn't do the early access. Over the last couple weeks, I've gotten more and more excited for this thing, but because we're so close to the base game coming out, I might pre-order or buy, I guess, the early access, because I think if you do it before the game comes out, I think you get additional stuff, right? So I might buy it like Wednesday, but I'm not going to play the early access just because I've ran out of time. I did it to myself. No one's to blame here except for me, and that does hurt a little bit to the extent of I could have actually tried this game. I could have played it over the last 2+ years. I could have tried it out and see literally the finer details and really seen if I was going to like it, but I think I am. I like the idea of the dice roll, even if I'm not in Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of lore, care about that kind of role-playingness. I do like the just RPG stuff. I do like being lost into a fantasy setting. I do like these opposing factions or classes or the politics of them or fighting creatures in the forest, whatever, everything. I like that stuff. So I think I'm going to enjoy the fighting. I think I'm going to enjoy characters and the relationship between characters and choices. I'm a big choice guy. I like it when choices have consequences and come back to haunt you or, lock you out of certain things based off what you do. I like that stuff. So I actually pitched this to a friend of mine last night, at least when I'm recording this and when I think the video goes up. Last night I pitched the game. We were already kind of like on the same page that we were going to get it, but I kind of gave him the rundown, at least of what I know about this game. And well, number one, I got him excited for it. And number two, I got myself more excited. It was like, okay, actively as I'm pitching this game to somebody else, I actively want to play it more. I wish it was later on in this week so we could actually pick this game up and play it. And like I said, I mean, from what we understand or what we know, it seems like review codes have gone out at least to like the big journalists of the world. So I don't know, because it came late, right? The codes came out to people pretty darn late. I think like this past Friday or Saturday even. So they're not even going to get like a week with the game before it comes out. I don't know if reviews will go live before, and if they do, it'll probably be people that played the first 20, 25, 30 hours, and a lot of that you could already do in the early access. So I don't know how much new, completely new stuff most people are going to get to by the time reviews go up. Now, again, am I going to look at reviews? Well, I don't care about the review scores. If the game gets an 8 versus an 8.2, there is no difference in my mind. It doesn't really matter. I want to see what people are saying. I want to see more gameplay, I guess, of it. Like, let's just continue to see it. But I'm sold. Part of the reason I want to make this video is I was on the fence. Should I get Remnant 2? Well, I am. It's just going to be for Black Friday. Should I get Baldur's Gate 3? I am. This game kind of won out. When I was looking at the games of the Remnant 2 and the Baldur's Gate of the world, you know, it's a somewhat packed August. It's not too packed, but there's like enough going on. Baldur's Gate's going to be, I think, like my game, along with Texas Chainsaw. That game I'm going to put a lot of time into, multiplayer-wise, right? But Baldur's Gate, let me lose myself. Let me, I guess, sink 100 hours in, go on this epic fantasy, and then maybe, you know, I'm not the kind of guy that is gonna replay it 50 times, like in general, but I mean, I could see this game, if it gets me, I could see myself replaying it, do a completely different class, play the game out entirely different, but just the amount of detail in this game, the amount of endings, cutscenes, customization of you, customization of your party, playing it with other people. It'll be split screen when it comes out on PlayStation. I'm going to get on PC, but there's a lot going on with this game. It really does get me excited, and every day I get more and more excited for this game. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything I should maybe know going into it, but I plan on playing it day one, and we'll do a couple of videos, maybe from like a beginner's point of view. Like, what's it like a beginner playing this game, someone who doesn't really play these games? I have a couple of video ideas I want to do, so stay tuned to the channel for that. Make sure you're subscribed. If you want to check out any of my other YouTube channels, our Twitter, our Discord, any of that stuff, the links are in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.